Italy overflows with beauty. Rome, Florence, Venice, Amalfi, their names conjure images of history, art, and timeless landscapes. But while these destinations attract millions yearly, hidden places remain untouched by mass tourism, waiting for travelers to discover their secrets. One is Reggio Calabria. In Italy Travel 2025 conversations, few mention this southern city. Yet Reggio Calabria offers something crowded Rome and Florence cannot: authenticity. At the tip of the Italian boot, where land stretches towards Sicily across the Strait of Messina, lies a coast both breathtaking and overlooked. Mountains plunge into the sea, ancient history whispers through stone, and life moves with centuries-old rhythm. To visit Reggio Calabria is to see Italy as few do: raw, unpolished, but beautiful. This is not the Italy of postcards. This is the Italy of discovery. 1. Lungomare Falcomata. If Reggio Calabria has a heart, it beats along the Lungomare Falcomata. Known as the most beautiful kilometer of Italy, this promenade hugs the Ionian coast, framed by palm trees gleaming under the Mediterranean sun. By day, it's alive with families and children's laughter. By night, it transforms where couples stroll beneath street lamps and Sicilian lights across the strait. The view makes this promenade extraordinary. From here, you look straight across the Strait of Messina to Sicily rising close enough to touch. Mount Etna dominates the horizon. At sunset, the landscape becomes a painting, sea turning gold, mountains shifting to purple, sky burning crimson. But the Lungomare is more than scenery. It's the city's living room. Cafes serve espresso and gelato flavored with bergamot, which grows almost exclusively here. Fishermen mend nets while musicians fill the night with song. To walk the Lungomare is to feel Reggio Calabria's soul. 2. National Archaeological Museum of Reggio Calabria. Step from the coast, and Reggio reveals its history. The National Archaeological Museum holds one of ancient art's greatest treasures, the Rias bronzes. In 1972, a diver off the Calabrian coast discovered two figures buried in the sea. What emerged were nearly perfect life-sized Greek warriors, sculpted in bronze over 2 millennia ago. Today, these statues stand at the museum's heart. Every muscle ripples with life, every vein carved into metal, every hair strand captured in eternal stillness. Their silver eyes stare across centuries. The museum's collections speak of Magna Graecia, the Greek colonies that flourished in southern Italy before Rome's rise. Pottery with mythological scenes, ancient mosaics, temple fragments, each piece windows into a civilization that thrived here. The museum reminds that Reggio Calabria was once a center of the ancient world. 3. Aspromonte Mountains. Behind the city rise the Aspromonte Mountains. Rugged, wild, and vast, these mountains are Calabria's backbone: dramatic cliffs, endless forests, and hidden waterfalls. For Italy Travel 2025, Aspromonte offers authenticity and solitude that Amalfi Coast or Lake Como can no longer provide. Villages dot the mountains, seemingly untouched by time. Some, like Gerace, perch on ridges with coastal views. Others, like Rogudi Vecchio, stand abandoned, silent monuments to human resilience. At Montalto Peak, the view stretches across both seas, Ionian east, Tyrrhenian west, with Mount Etna rising like a giant. Eagles soar overhead, wolves move through forests, and wildflowers paint spring meadows. The air carries scents of pine and earth. Aspromonte isn't polished, but it's powerful, raw, unfiltered Italy few ever see. 4. Scylla. No place captures myth and beauty like Scylla. In Homer's Odyssey, Scylla was the sea monster lurking on this strait, devouring sailors who dared pass. Today, the monsters are gone, but enchantment remains. Scylla divides into two worlds. South lies Marina Grande, a golden sand crescent where families swim. North lies Cianalea, the ancient fishing quarter. Called the Venice of the South, stone houses rise directly from water, balconies brushing waves, doors opening to tide boats. Walking narrow alleys with sea beside you feels like stepping into another time. Above, Castello Ruffo sits on its rocky perch. For centuries, it guarded the strait. From its ramparts, Sicily shines across the water, Mount Etna looming beyond. At sunset, The view is spellbinding, sea, sky and stone ablaze. Silla is where myth meets reality, where history whispers in every alley. 5. Reggio Calabria Cathedral. At the city's heart stands the Reggio Calabria Cathedral, Calabria's largest church. Its story is survival. Originally Byzantine, the cathedral was destroyed multiple times by war and earthquakes, including the catastrophic 1908 quake. Yet each time it rose again. Today, its neo-Romanesque facade with twin towers greets travelers with quiet strength. Inside, vast arches, glowing stained glass, and marble columns stretching like stone trees. Incense lingers, mingling with echoing footsteps and prayers. What makes this cathedral special isn't just architecture, but its role as the city's living heart. Outside, life flows with markets and playing children. Inside, silence reigns, reminding visitors that faith has anchored Reggio's survival for centuries. 6. Duras Drive into Lockride's Hills, and you'll find one of Calabria's most enchanting medieval towns, Duras. Built high on a rocky hill, Duras is a maze of cobbled streets, stone arches, and piazzas where time seems still. Known as the City of 100 Churches, Duras once had dozens of chapels scattered across its winding lanes. Many survive today, each carrying stories of devotion and artistry. At its center stands the Norman Cathedral of Duras, one of southern Italy's largest. Built in the 11th century, its interior is a vast forest of stone columns, some taken from ancient Greek temples. Light filters softly through narrow windows, illuminating mosaics and altars worn by centuries of prayer. Step outside and the view stretches endlessly, the Ionian Sea shimmering below, Aspromonte rising behind. But Duras is more than history. It is life. Elderly women sit in doorways sewing, men gather in piazzas to discuss politics, and children play football in alleys echoing with laughter. For travelers, Duras offers not only beauty, but authenticity, the rare chance to feel daily life's rhythm in a town largely untouched by mass tourism. 7. Pentadattilo. Few places in Italy feel as mysterious as Pentadattilo. Abandoned for decades after earthquakes and landslides, this ghost village clings to Mount Calvario's side, its name meaning 5 fingers, referencing the rock formation towering above like a giant hand. Walking its silent streets with crumbling houses and empty doorways feels like entering a dream or legend. Founded by Greeks in the 7th century BC, Pentadattilo passed through Romans, Byzantines and Normans, each leaving their mark. Yet tragedy struck often, and by the 1960s the village was nearly deserted. Today, it's partially restored, with artists, small shops and festivals breathing life back into its bones. But the atmosphere remains otherworldly. At sunset, when rocks glow red and shadows stretch across the valley, Pentadattilo feels suspended between past and present, between life and memory. Travelers in 2025 searching for unique Italian destinations will find in Pentadattilo something unforgettable, not polished beauty but haunting beauty. It's proof that even ruins can speak, that silence can tell stories louder than any crowd. 8. Gambarie. In Aspromonte High in the Aspromonte Mountains lies a surprising destination. Gambarie. While Calabria is celebrated for beaches, Gambarie offers something unexpected: skiing. Yes, in southern Italy, you can glide down snowy slopes while gazing toward the Mediterranean. At over 1,300 meters elevation, Gambarie brings snow in winter and cool air, hiking trails and panoramic views in summer. You can ski with Mount Etna rising in the distance, one of the few places where sea and snow almost touch. Beyond slopes, Gambarie is a gateway to Aspromonte National Park, where beech and chestnut forests stretch endlessly, wildlife roams freely, and waterfalls cascade in hidden valleys. 9. Bova. Travel deeper into Aspromonte's foothills, and you'll find Bova, the ancient capital of Calabria's Gricanic area. Here, language itself tells a story. Many locals still speak Greco, a dialect descended from ancient Greek, carried across centuries by communities that refuse to let their heritage vanish. Walking through Bova is like stepping into a cultural time capsule. The town perches high on a hill, its stone houses and narrow lanes winding upward, toward a Norman castle's ruins. From its summit, the view unfolds across valleys and mountains, all the way to the Ionian Sea. But beyond the view, Bova's spirit lives in its traditions. Festivals celebrate music, dance, and food rooted in Greek culture, blending seamlessly with Italian influences. Women bake bread in wood-fired ovens. Shepherds still guide flocks across hills, and elders sit in piazzas speaking a language connecting them directly to the ancient past. For travelers seeking authenticity, Bova isn't just one of the top 10 places to visit in Reggio Calabria. It's a reminder of why travel matters. Here you don't simply see a town, you step into a living story, a bridge between Greece and Italy, past and present. 10. Pentidatilo Coast and Beaches of Reggio Calabria. No journey through Reggio Calabria is complete without returning to the sea, to coastlines that make this region one of Italy's most breathtaking. While Amalfi and Cinque Terre attract the world, Reggio Calabria's beaches remain blissfully uncrowded, a secret shared mostly by locals. Among them, the stretch near the ghost village of Pentidatilo is striking, where rugged cliffs plunge into turquoise waters and golden sands stretch far without crowds. Along the Ionian shore, places like Bova Marina, Locri, and Roccella Ionica reveal long beaches framed by mountains, kissed by waves shifting from emerald to deep blue. The water here is warm in summer, clear enough to see your reflection, and alive with marine life. Small fishing boats rest on sand, waiting for dawn, when fishermen set out to gather swordfish, a tradition that has defined this region for centuries. At sunset, the horizon glows and beaches fall silent except for waves. For travelers looking for Italy's most beautiful coast, this may be it. Not crowded, not polished, but pure. A coastline that feels like it belongs to you alone. We arrive at the end of our journey through Reggio Calabria's top 10 places. We've walked the Lungomare Falcomata, gazed at the Rias bronzes, climbed Aspromonte mountains and stood in Scylla's myth. We've felt the cathedral's faith, wandered Gerase's medieval charm, touched Pentadatilo's haunting silence, skied in Gambarie, listened to Greek echoes in Bova, and rested on hidden beaches. Together, they reveal a truth. Reggio Calabria isn't just another southern Italian destination. It's a treasure where myth, history, nature, and culture merge into an experience unlike any other. In Italy Travel 2025, when millions search for authentic journeys, Reggio Calabria waits to surprise, enchant, and remind us that beauty is found where few choose to look. Which of these 10 places calls to you? The Lungomare at sunset or Pentadatilo's ruins? Skiing above the sea in Gambari or Greek voices in Bova? Tell us below. Subscribe, like, and share this journey with others who dream of travel. Every step helps keep these stories alive. Reggio Calabria may be the coast you've never heard of, but once you do, you'll never forget it.